Hello, welcome back to Satisfactory. I am Maker Gaming, and we just finished our electronics factory, and we're just now finishing up a blueprint episode at my fuel plant, which is here. Hopefully I've already released this. If you want this up here, that is a blueprint for a pretty cool ceiling. This is the control room from the sci-fi show Lazarus Project. These lights should also be in that video. But now what? It's time to move on. Electronics has been the theme for like 2 months, and so now we need to move on. And there's a lot of places we could move on. The most important one is here. We need to get rocket fuel, so we need an empty fluid tank. How do we get an empty fluid tank? Empty fluid tank, I should know what that means. It's not just... We have our turbo fuel, there's my boombox. We have our turbo fuel over here, and it's always producing packaged turbo fuel for our jetpack dimensional depot. Here-ish in this middle of this nonsense. But would this... that wouldn't count, right? You know what, I guess the other thing to check would be a constructor? No. I think it might just be on... Let's go look at the milestones at our hub, at our base, because it might just be specific to like the nitrogen milestone. In which case, that's our new goal for the day. I don't know if there's anything exciting to look on the way, and considering I'm trying the new format of quicker videos, I should skip this. I haven't been over here in ages, it feels like. Not that it's far away from the other stuff. Alright, tier 6. This is more a joke than anything now. Hazmat suits for tier 7. Everything else we have left is here. Empty fluid tank. So we need this milestone. We have mass production of all 3 of these. So the thing we need is this. Is this radio control units? I bet we unlocked those already. Radio control units. I don't think we are going to automate those for this purpose. Sue me. Alright, this is what we have on us, including the depot. Perfect fit. Yep. Hell, I'm not even... This is... This isn't the nicest way to do it. I understand that. I don't care at the moment. Also, screw it. That power usage is going to be through the roof. Let's see. Let's guess. 205. 220. So it's 4 times exactly? We need 50 of them. Here comes 5 a minute. 10 minutes from now. We just got to keep this thing loaded. I guess radio control units are really the next thing to automate, actually. And that's just a simple building, because we are definitely just going to pull these off of our electronics factory and our aluminum factory. Alright, does that mean this... let's make it the radio control unit episode. We can be done in We can be done in 10 minutes. We got the goal. So those radio control units will keep building. They're up to about 10-ish. What was it, 10 minutes total to finish that, but until then, basically we have 2 of those 3 products coming off of our electronics line going into the bus. It goes all the way out to that little crater area with the water. That's where we're getting our truck station. That's where we're getting a lot of our supplies. So we have it up until there. Our aluminum is being built up there, easily accessed down there. Maybe here-ish. Well, hell, I guess that's officially it for the RCU portion of this video. Sorry about that. Yeah, I spend the next 10 to 15 hours working on the bus and an electronic storage unit. I never mentioned the RCUs again. But I'll reiterate my plan for those at the very end. So yeah, how do we show 5 hours of bus work with no voiceover? The answer to that is painfully slow on my end and just quick as hell for y'all. So let me go through a bunch of this. Main 3 steps of the bus. Let's just look at that. Main 3 steps of the bus to complete the sections. First, I had to blueprint that main blueprint. The 2 foundations, the 2 roofs, etc. And yeah, going as far as possible with that, and then jumping into a hypercannon, going to my main storage, resupplying, hypercanning back, continuing as far, all the way up to the abyss. Part 2, the supports. Supports are easy enough. I got a decent pace, decent spacing. Every 4 foundations we put one, and thankfully it's easy with the blueprint mode. It wants to snap to the center of that, so I just go every 2 blueprints. Blueprint mode, nudge, centered over that 4th foundation. Yeah, and then nudge it over until it hits that 4th foundation, and repeat so many times. And then for the bottom blueprint, the bottom of the curve, we were just trying to place that basically so that it was above the ground for the most part. Sometimes, basically I want that pattern when you fly through all these, the hover pack, to just look like they fit with each other. Step 3, this was the only real design section of the bus, which was we needed a blueprint for the towers we need to change the bus height, because we're going up here and more into the northern. So we go up here at this crater. That's kind of our first elevation. We go up a couple more times, and then to get up to the bamboo forest, we got to go real high. So yeah, I designed this. I tried to do it in a blueprint designer, but the 2 foundation wide octagon just wasn't quite fitting. So it's basic enough. I did most of it without a blueprint, and I only make 3 or 4 of them, so it wasn't that bad having to repeat them. But yeah, my basic design process for all of my polygon builds, I've done what, triangles, hexagons, all those different builds, is basically just getting the angles out and then just adding pieces. Nudge is real helpful to go in 1 or 2 meters, or moving things just a little bit can have a big impact. So yeah, it's just me kind of designing around that idea until I came up with one. Pretty happy with it. It matches well with the design of this section of the bus. I'm really liking this red in this environment. Alright, now we have to figure out belting for the towers. And we keep it real simple. Just lifts to start, and we're using this to get the height, or... Yeah, super simple. Lifts to start. Then I'm just placing a temporary wall, and then we're going to use that to... And then we're going to use that to put the wall hole on. Press H for nudge, and then just move it all the way into... And then just move it back into place. Alright. I don't know if this is cool or not, but I can't edit another minute of this video. So, what all happened? I decided... Hopefully I showed some of the tower builds. But if I didn't, we'll take a look at them in a second up close. But then I needed something to end. A way to end the bus below, you know, in front of the abyss. So yeah, this is what I came up with. And I decided to make a little storage unit. Another octagon. Put some details on it. There's not much to it. I love the curved belts, but this is the end of our bus. The only thing we have connected right now is our electronics belt to come all the way up here. Just proof of concept, make sure everything's running how it should. Then we put up circuits, limiters, connectors, oscillators, computers, supercomputers, RCUs. That can be extra, but I think what we're going to do is after... These are all smart splitters, by the way. So the item to the left, overflow. So we get this effect where everything's dumping out where it needs to. Eventually, once dimensional depot and those are full, everything will just keep pushing through. So my idea here is to go out into this second tower, which will be some sort of distribution, to the next step, which will be down there some. Not a lot of this figured out. Most of this was made just for fun. Oh, the roof of this is real cool looking at the moment. Anyway, that's a fun shape. We'll do a lot up here eventually, but for now, this is kind of where we end the bus. And then we'll continue it down in the green fields once we get down there in a few episodes. My graphics are being real weird right now. It's already killed me once. Awesome. I also added this one up here. It does nothing. And it's unfinished. So of all my towers for this bus, this one's my favorite. Because it's so tall, we added this extra middle. All of them have the effect on the top. That's common to all the towers, but for this one we came and we put a little pillar sticking out a little bit, and then we did another one, and then we had it end on that. Just added a few more details. Then added a final one at the bottom. So yeah, this is my favorite tower of the bus towers. So yeah, this is my favorite of the bus towers. That's gonna do it. Let's get out of here. Otherwise, let's take another week to post. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna end with a video from, if anyone's on Reddit, the whole Doug event that happened a few weeks ago. I was part of that. A couple of guys took my save file, added some fun things to it, and yeah, they ended up making this awesome video. So yeah, thanks to Doug, thanks to Gersoy. But yeah, I'm just gonna end with that video because their camera works awesome. Their graphics cards are awesome. Thanks for watching.